Hello guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. In this video we are gonna see, what if Naruto becomes the Freezing Shinobi and got Harem? Part 4. If you want more awesome fan fiction like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. So without wasting any time, let's get into the video. Naruto was always a kind and upbeat fellow, but yesterday was something that took his peace-loving ways and drove them over a cliff. But he was in his room, next to Satellizers, glaring at the ceiling. "Why is Lewis making me so angry?" The blonde teen shouts comically. He wasn't so easily riled up since he was 12 back in his own world, and that was when he didn't know better. He stood up, slapping his cheeks. "Alright, calm down, I won't start anything unless he makes the first move." "Naruto." "Ah." The boy screamed comically as he saw Violet standing in his doorway. "Oh hey Violet, what's up?" "Naruto, I'm sorry, I invited Lewis here. I wanted Satellizer and Lewis to finally bury the ugly past." Violet started, but it seems my idea backfire. "Violet, don't beat yourself up," Naruto said while sitting up straight and patted a spot next to him. Violet smiled as she took the spot. "I don't know how much bad blood is between them, but your heart is in the right place." "Thank you. But I don't think that this is the way to go. I always have a sixth sense for picking up negative emotions, so I can saw this with my utmost confidence." "Lewis hates my guts and any love for Satellizer isn't exactly pure," Naruto said with a disapproving look. "I think I should tell you Satellizer is my half-sister." Violet sighed as Naruto's eyes looked incredibly shocked. "Seriously? But in her hell even Lewis looked so related." Naruto chuckled at that before realizing something. "Don't tell me this is how it started. It's more complicated than that." A few minutes later. "How could your mother allow this?" Naruto asked as Violet, who lowered her head in shame. "Don't tell me that it was some way for her to get back at Satellizer's mom." "Yes. Damn it." Naruto roared as he couldn't believe that his own partner went through that despair. "Violet, can I have your permission to protect Satellizer? I don't mean from just Novas and the occasional bitch of a Pandora. If Louise tries anything, he will knock him down." Violet looked at the young man who gave her sister so much hope and a better outlook. "You won't kill him?" "As a man who loves his family to the point to sacrifice himself, I won't kill him, but I will brutally maim him to a point of never walking again if he touches her," Naruto said with a glare. "Please, I'm entrusting my sister to your strength." Naruto smiled as he looked up. "I'm going to do some training, make sure that you see Satellizer. She's been waiting to speak to her big sister for some time now." Violet nodded as she allowed Naruto to leave. The next day. The untouchable queen was walking outside of her sister's hotel after spending the night with her sister, talking and catching up with no possible way for Lewis to enter her room, made her feel far better when seeing her brother unexpectedly. "Yeah. Huh?" The Pandora heard a familiar voice from the beach down below the cliff. Was that Naruto? Quickly she went down using her axle turn to find out if it was indeed her partner yelling. He could be in pain. As she made it down to the beach, Satellizer watched as she saw Naruto held up his Vanguard's blade, which unbeknownst to her was 10 times its standard weight and length. "See-I-I-I-I." Naruto yelled. With a single swing, Naruto was able to create a small wave to collide with the one about to hit him. Stabbing the blade into the ground, the young hero slowly fell back onto his rear end. "Whew, that was good, gotta get stronger." But that said, Naruto stood up one more time and doubled the weight again, 20 times the average standard. The blade is about a young Akimichi's weight when using the body expansion jutsu. "Just one swing," Naruto said, putting his right leg back as he took the stance of swinging the heavy long-bladed weapon. Satellizer just looked in awe as she saw a huge wave coming in from a distance, and from the looks of it, it was just forming and was a mile or less away from Naruto, who was standing in front of the ocean. Gouache. In that second, Satellizer couldn't see Naruto move or the blade swing. All she saw was Naruto panting body from using his sword as he held himself up from using nearly all of his strength. Crash. Amazing, Satellizer said as the swing from Naruto's blade was able to match the wave far away and crash into it. Naruto smiled as he finished his training in the morning. He was about to dismiss his blade until he saw his partner watching him from afar. "Whoa, almost blew my secret," Naruto thought to himself as he didn't want another friend to find out his Nova hybrid status. Hey, Satellizer senpai," he greeted sheepishly. You didn't see that, did ya? The sword training." "I did." "So you think that this sword is here not magically summoned or something?" Naruto said, pointing at his Vanguard sword. "Because that's what is here, not created from an external source of power," Naruto lamely finished. "So how can I help you today?" Naruto asked as he kicked the sword into the ocean. "Aight." It hesitated. He cringed in pain as he hopped on one foot holding the other. "Geez, that thing is hard as ever." "Why did you kick that sword?" Satellizer said, just shocked and confused at the action. "It's kin to my secret." Naruto got out, but then realized what he said. "Crap, me and my big mouth. Secret? I bought that illegally." I love swords, so when I saw that blade I had to buy it. There's no way she'll believe that Naruto cried waterfall tears as Sadalizer nodded to his words. Hey. You trust me? Of course, but it's a shame that sword is gone now, the blonde said, now walking towards Naruto. It seems well crafted. Ahaha, thanks senpai, can we talk? Naruto said, losing his jovial nature for a serious one. Last night Violet and I spoke about your family. What? Sadalizer gasped. Hold on, let me finish. Naruto waved his hands frantically. She told me that you and mom were well, your dad and your mother, that is to say. It's alright, you don't have to say it, Sadalizer said as she was happy her partner was trying to find the best words for her mother's place in the family. Thanks anyway, but she also told me how your brother Louis. Naruto eyes went up the hotel that was above them. He can swear that Louis was watching them as they speak. Your mother was very cruel to you. Sadalizer remained silent. Senpai, you didn't deserve any of that. Trust me on that, I was alone for nearly one lifetime, Naruto whispered the last part to himself as he looked at his blonde partner. And I know what it's like, trying to fight through all of that, to prove yourself to others that you're not someone to push around. But that doesn't mean you have to push others away to do that. I had a friend that was that way, and he went down a dark path that no one thought he could be saved. But I believed in him, thought that one day that he would come back. Did he? Well, it took a lot of convincing and fighting, but he did. He told me that thanks to me, he found salvation. All we did was just fight, but now we share each other's pain. He said as he looked towards the sky. He came to the conclusion that this sharing of pain can be applied to something much bigger. He then bowed his closed his eyes with a smirk. It's funny, the mere idea of it is almost a prayer. To keep enduring no matter what until things come to pass. And for us that endure, maybe that's what it means to be human. Naruto Sadalizer murmured as she blushed. What was that friend's name? Sasuke Uchiha. Uchiha Sadalizer nodded as she looked at Naruto. But I don't think I can be as strong as him. Let me tell you something that I even haven't told my sister Arnett. Naruto started as he took a seat in the sand. I killed someone a long time ago. You what? She got out. Yeah, I stained my hands with blood at a young age. It happened when old man Keith was gone and Arnett was at that Pandora boot camp thing. I fought against this assassin named Zabuza and later on Haku, which let me tell you, made me realize that guy can be as pretty as a girl. Naruto deadpanned, remembering how Haku was the perfect trap he ever saw. Brrr. But long story short, I didn't kill them by ordinary means, they were betrayed by their client, and by that time Haku died, taking matters into his hands. He believed that his master's Zabuza, living for him as a tool, was his goal, and when I beat him, he begged me to kill him. I didn't, I felt sorry for the guy, then someone else killed Haku, and later Zabuza nearly took down the army of killers with nothing but his mouth holding a kunai. That was the day I killed those people, if we're honest. I took Haku's only reason for living and made Zabuza get his life to get revenge for Haku. Naruto chuckled as his eyes became slightly misty. In the end, Zabuza died apologizing to Haku's corpse, then it snowed on that hot summer day, as if Haku from heaven was crying. Why are you telling me this? Because I learned that being a strong man meant that you have to figure out if you want to be a thug like a guy who hired Zabuza or a hero like Zabuza and Haku. I remember them because, like Haku, I felt the pain of loneliness and the desire to be loved. I don't want that to happen to you, Sadalizer. Naruto Sadalizer had blushed before Naruto held out his hand. So while I still can, I want to offer you my hand of friendship. Naruto smiled. You'll never be alone, ever again. If you cry with a sad face, I'll cry with an ugly face. If you laugh so hard that your stomach hurts, I'll laugh till I puke. That's what I want for you, to experience things with people, or at least with me. Naruto Sadalizer said, blushing as she had her head down, the bangs of her hair covering her eyes. Why do you want to make me feel better, someone who is weak and has a bad past like mine? Well, because I'm a hero. Naruto smiled, looking back at the ocean. Besides, someone should always have a guardian angel. Guardian angel? Well yeah, I can be yours if you want. The Sadalizer blushed, turned red at the words Naruto said. What? You don't want me to? I didn't say that. Why are we yelling? Naruto shouted as he smiled, causing him and Sadalizer to laugh at the antics they did. Hey, let's go out. I heard there's this little festival going on in town. Go out? Yep. We're going out. And I am not taking no for an answer. So shut up and come with me. Naruto said, grabbing her hand before running off. Naruto, wait. Sadalizer cried out, but to no avail. I'm not ready. Why? We're just going to a little outing. Oh, just hanging. Sadalizer said with her hair poking out comically. Did I say something wrong? Naruto asked, now confused if he made a mistake. Sadalizer gave an facet it made feel sad that he didn't mean date, nothing, but is this festival special? Well, how much do you know about Japanese culture? Naruto was suddenly dancing with a ton of people, oh rah. Sadlizer just watches in amazement from the people copying Naruto's dance, come on people, this is the Konoha boy dance. Soon the blonde stopped as the rest continued to do his village's old dance, woo, that was fun. I didn't know that you like these things. The blonde female said as she walked with Naruto at Dango's stand. It just reminds me of home, Naruto admitted. Home? I thought you were American. Naruto smiled sadly, well when old man Keith adopted me but I'm Japanese found my birth parents died here in American and I was the last of my bloodline. When me, Arnett and dad went to Japan, I felt home again. Naruto said eating his dango with red bean soup, Anko's favorite combo. I learned about my heritage and well sadly still didn't have anyone from my past. Oh, I. Stop Naruto warned with a fake anger tone as he waves his, now empty of dangos, stick at his partner. You didn't know, so don't say it. Sorry ow. Naruto just thumped the girl's forehead gently, bad. No apologizing for something that wasn't mean to be Pelagia's in you know what? Never mind. Naruto blushed at his roundabout way. Sadlizer smiled as she saw a stall selling fish-like pastries, what are those? Naruto, with his mouth full of dango, looked back, quickly swallowing his food, those. That's a taiyaki it's a pastry with filling, hey Oji-san, 10 red paste, and I guess 2 of everything of all your flavors. The blonde said as the man nodded and yelled in gratitude. Yes sir. Hi. Naruto shouted back as the man gave a paper bag full of treats. Dude, there's like 5 of each. Ah, shut up and go boyo. Enjoy your date with the blonde girl. The man threw a thumbs up which made Naruto and Sadlizer blushed. Gahahahaha. Son of a Naruto pouted as he gave Sadlizer a taiyaki, here, that's one is filled with red bean paste. Sadlizer just took a small nibble on it to have full eyes. Delicious. I know right, my land's food is good, but I still like a good old burger or some other junk food. Naruto said sitting down on a nearby bench with Sadlizer next to him and the bag of taiyaki. Narrator you still okay to be my limiter? Naruto sighed before stretching, I might sound like a broken record, but yes, Sadlizer you're my friend, I won't abandon you over some problems with the family. Hell if we're married I would have punched your dad in the nose for allowing your mother and brother to treat you like this. I still might do it. Naruto Sadlizer softly said as Naruto looked at the sky. Don't worry about me, I had 3 Pandoras, Holly and Lewis got nothing to surprise me, Naruto said turning back to smile handsomely at his partner. So don't push me away let me be your pillar of strength. Sadlizer blushed from how Naruto's hair was shifting due to the wind, how his small ponytail was holding his tied spiky blonde hair that was gently moving the side. Okay. The girl only nodded as she smiled when Naruto was starting to walk, come on, we have a lot more time to spend and kill. The two continued to have fun as from the shadows a woman around Naruto's age glared at them, Chikinpatsu. The hotel. The two blondes smiled in complete silence as they enjoyed the time they had, today was great huh? Naruto said softly slowly drifting away into a nap. MMHMM. Sadlizer hummed in agreement. The two left the limo when they arrived at the hotel, let's do this again. Naruto. Wham. Sadlizer eyebrowed which as she saw Esdeath tackled her new, and now official, friend as she tried to kiss Naruto, who put a hand on her face, pushing her away, oh I. Get off me. Sadlizer thankfully helped Naruto up as she also wanted the blue-haired woman to get off of her crush friend. She means friend. Seriously? Why do you do this? Naruto comically yelled using his former sensei's big head jutsu, thank Kami it doesn't use chakra in any dimension. Because I love you. Esdeath said sweetly as Naruto and Sadlizer stood there frozen and placid she just. Yes, I said I love you, Naruto. Esdeath said with a blushing face that was adorable to look at. Boingto Naruto slowly inched away from the girl before sprinting to the hotel. Esdeath just smiled at the challenge, they always run the young woman giggled before shouting, we got a runner. You'll never take me alive. I ran track in high school. Naruto voiced yelled as Esdeath dashed towards the building. Running only makes me want you more. I want Naruto too Sadlizer pouted as she felt left behind. Later. Naruto was in his room with Sadlizer playing Go Fish, any threes? No. Funk. Naruto complained as he saw the door to show Sadlizer's older sister, does no one ever knock in this era? The blonde sighed as Violet came into his room. What's up Vi? Oh, that's a nice nickname. Violet smiled at the casual attitude from Naruto. Can I borrow my sister for a bit? What? Naruto whined as he pointed to Sadlizer's lap which had poker chips, not until I get my winnings. Please. Just for an hour, I need some suggestions for tonight's party. The eldest sister begged as Naruto looked surprised. The party? Violet nodded as she smiled, we having some partners and others who helped build this enjoy their hard work firsthand. That's nice, okay, but I want a rematch. Naruto playfully glared at Sadlizer who just blinked. What did she do? As he saw them leave, Naruto decided to look around the castle hotel, since it will be an hour for his partner to return, so he can reclaim his luck. Quietly exiting his room, Naruto didn't notice that when he locked his door, a female was already sitting in his bed with a dark smirk. The Konoha shinobi silently strolled down outside on top of the building with a smile. The overall design is a bit grand, but it complements the whole place well. Violet is a good business owner, Naruto said aloud, amused at the idea of being rich from just doing these simple things. Maybe if he goes back home one day, he can start something like this. Naruto turns to see a kindly smiling Lewis. Damn, me have to admit, if I weren't trained as a shinobi, I would never tell that smile was fake. Lewison, Naruto said, smirking, as Lewis seemed to hate when he spoke in his original language. Naruto was sitting away from Lewis at the dinner table. While the food was done and prepared for them, neither blonde had taken the opportunity to eat. Naruto just gave a grave look as Lewis sat in his king-like chair. So I heard that you haven't baptized with my sister. Yeah, although to be honest, the whole baptism thing is never really explained, Naruto said with an annoyed look. Can someone tell him what the hell is with the whole deal with baptism? That's good, Lewis said with a faint smile. Naruto's eyes narrowed in anger as he spoke. Pardon? You heard me, I said I'm glad to hear it, Lewis repeated his words as he looked straight at Naruto. I don't see why you're glad about that, mind telling me? Naruto said as the maids behind Lewis seemed to be worried since how the blonde didn't seem to be backing down. I'll be honest, stay away from Satella from now on. The older male said as he looked at one maid who bowed and walked to Naruto to present him 2 envelopes. Seeing Naruto's unchanging face, Lewis proceeded, it's a trip back to Japan and a nice amount of money, think of it as a gift from me to you. A bribe? Naruto only said as he looked down stoically at the gifts. Well, more like compensation for ending your relationship with Satella. To be honest, I don't think you and her are quite compatible with each other, I know. I heard rumors that you're well liked at your school, maybe you can find a more suitable partner for you. Lewis grinned as he was telling Naruto to feel better from a bad breakup. Satella won't be a part of genetics anymore, she'll be quitting her life as a Pandora and eventually marry a man fit to join in the Albrigit family. Meaning I'm not worthy? Naruto said, taking the papers into his hands. My apologies, but I don't think you can fit here. Lewis said with a winning look, now leave and find a better partner. My sister has returned to the Albrigit family. So any bond you had with her from being partners? Idiot, Naruto spoke as the maids gasped and Lewis's eyes widened from the insult Naruto just did. Look, in some weird way respect you for looking after your sister. Even though you just want her all to yourself. I too love my sister deeply, if anyone showed up that I didn't approve, I think in a current situation would do the same. Lewis regained his smile, thinking that Naruto gave up. HMPH, thank you, at least stay until the party is over. However, I reject this proposal. Naruto declared as he lifted the bribe to a candle flame as it started to catch fire. My relationship with Satellizor, my senpai and partner, is not solely on our occupation of being limiter and Pandora. I see her as a close friend and an active person, I see her as someone who was harmed by individuals who took the time to scar her then love her mentally. She was all alone like I was, so I reject your bullshit words. Naruto said as he allowed the papers to burn while holding them. I know she wants to be strong, so there's no way she'll want to give up so easily. Lewis Albrigit, please understand that you're just her brother, you have no say in her affairs. Good day. Hey. Naruto capacity for patience finally snapped and he turns around with arms thrust outward, enough. Lewis's eyes widen as he saw kunai next to his face. Gah. He gasped as he felt a sting on his face from the attack. You. Say Vidi was aiming at a bug, but I forgot that want you look like a sorry, see ya at the party. Naruto declared. I won't let you win. Lewis sneered as he saw the other blonde male walk away as if he owned the place. Later that night. Naruto was dressed up as he was talking to some of the high-class clients. I see, well that is a wonderful hobby, I take more an active one like fishing. Naruto joked as the others laughed at his wit. Well put, young man. An adult with dark hair said, how are you here? I won a trip with my partner from West Genetics, she became Pandora Queen and me, Limiter King, Naruto said calmly as one man bellowed. Aha. I thought you look familiar, my little daughter saw your video. Yes, the vid. Naruto stopped as he looks at the man with a stone-like face. Say that one more time please. The man just showed Naruto the video of himself singing that song from the festival. As the eye twitched more and more with each passing second, he made a mental note to find and kill the poster of this vid. Who the hell is closed-eyed kawaii girl? Back at West Genetics. The RRR. Chiffon shivered as her friend looks at her worriedly. What's the wrong, Chiffon? Taisi asked at the closed-eyed girl shake comically. I think Naruto might kill me and I totally have no regrets. Chiffon said with a salute. Back to Naruto. Naruto smiled as a maid walked up to him. "Sir, Lady Sadalizer told me to send this to you." "Thanks." The Macmillan said, looking at the note. "Please wait for me at the store area near the cliff." The blonde noticed that outside was going to rain soon. Naruto walked to the area that he was told to go, seeing that Sadalizer was already there. "Hey, I thought you were coming later." "What?" Sadalizer looks confused. "You said you wanted me to come here." "I did that." Naruto eyes harden as he looks to his left to see Lewis. "Not you again." Sadalizer, talk to me." Lewis likes to take up in the butt." Naruto yelled loudly as Sadalizer and Lewis were caught off guard by that comment. "There, better." "Why you?" Lewis roared, looking at Sadalizer. "Satella. Tell him what you call me. How about you stop acting your god, at least have the power to do it instead of bullying my friend," Naruto said, walking in front of his friend. "Then again, someone like you never really had anything wrong happen to him, wouldn't understand her pain." "That's it," Lewis said, running to Naruto, punching his face. "Heh, all talk." "Not exactly." Naruto started as he wipes off some blood from his lip. "I can punch you now since you hit first." Naruto grabbed Lewis's head and knee his stomach. "Ha." The male Bridget gasped on how hard the strike was from Naruto's knee. "Can't the arrogant blonde male choke?" as Naruto took out his jacket and placed over his partner. "Hey, look at me," Naruto gently asked as his partner shook slightly, but listened to his request. "Naruto." "Sadalizer, I confided my past to you for a reason. I was scared that Arnett might hate me for it, but I learned about your pain from Violet. I can't change that, but when I heard your pain, I realized there that we were cut from the same cloth. I was alone, you were alone when your mother died. Sadalizer Bridget, I admire you for being strong. I believe in you that I haven't towards others." Naruto spoke honestly as Sadalizer slowly took in his words. "You try to become stronger so you wouldn't tie to the past," Naruto said to turn his back from Sadalizer. "I can understand that, but you're stronger than this asshole. You're my partner, so trust me, rely on me, and most of all stand by my side, and I will return the favor every time. Because of Sadalizer Bridget. If you wish, I shall be by your side throughout eternity." Naruto looked back to his partner with a kind smile. "Because you're the only Pandora I need and will die for." Naruto Sadalizer said as she is hopeful. "Haha, well, that was indeed inspiring. You should be a writer one day." Lewis clapped for his rival's words. "Ah, well, either way, it's time to shut you up. Holly." Naruto turns to see Holly behind him. "Wait, where did you?" Naruto pointed to where she was standing. "Damn it, I am slacking on my sensor skills for my allies." "Holly." The spiky-haired blonde stopped joking as he saw the stern look from his friend. "Volt weapon, activate." Holly slowly took a stance as if unsheathing a blade as the Volt texture created the Volt weapon, a long double-edged sword. Excalibur. "Sad to say that threatening isn't going to work." "Holly can attest to that," Naruto said as he flexes his fingers. "Lewis, I suggest you stop before I retaliate against you and Holly. No matter what you say or do to try to break Sadalizer and me apart, I will show no mercy." "Then let me test your courage," Lewis said as he looked at his partner. "Take his arm off." "Holly, don't," Naruto begged, praying that his friend wouldn't listen to her crazy limiter. "Just hold still, I'm sorry," Holly said as she charged towards Naruto. "Kuzo." Naruto quickly lifted his hand to stop the attack, but was shocked that Sadalizer came in and blocked the attack with her Nova Blood sword. "What do you think you're doing, Satella?" Lewis roared in anger. "Step aside." Sadalizer just rose up as she remembers the times Naruto has saved her, gave her a chance. "Naruto, thank you." She smiled back to her partner. Naruto was always the one who brought people together, always made another laugh, shared their pain, consoled their hate. He was always the one who protect others. That's why. "Are you defying me?" Lewis screamed, losing any manner of his previous calm attitude. "Naruto, no matter who harmed him, always gave me of all people his kindness and love," Sadalizer said shakingly, "not from fear but from something else. That's why I also think's the only one for me in this whole wide world. I love Naruto Macmillan. He saved me while others couldn't dare try, the one who made me slowly break from my remote shell and ended my lonely life. He gave me friends, a home, and now I have regained my life once more. I will protect Naruto from every danger, because. Naruto echoed, astonished that his partner Flame had relit from his words. "I love you more than anything," Sadalizer shouted as the words echoed to the whole area. "And Konoha." "Sasuke?" Sakura said, looking at the rain. The once hated man in the village hummed. "What is it?" "I think Naruto is going to be happy," the pink-haired woman said as she looked into the sky, which the clouds started to break. "I don't know why I'm saying this, but I know he will return home. I know it might have been a dream. But I think that the debate mean my brother," Sasuke stood up as he stood next to his girlfriend, "will bring back a wife. We just have to wait." Sakura giggled. "Today is going to be a good day." "With Naruto?" Naruto for the first time in his life had his heart skip a beat from that confession. You love me? Sadlizer looked back with a shy nod. I won't let any harm come to you. If you don't obey me, I'll make sure that father will hear about this. Lewis gave his threat to Sadlizer, hoping that it will keep her in line. Don't to do this on my account. Naruto said, walking to his partner. I can take care of this. HMPH, you will pay for your arrogance, Naruto. Lewis said with a grin. However, Sadlizer pushed that thought away as she walked forward. Please don't stop me, Naruto. I have to face this challenge on my own. I understand. The shinobi nodded respectfully. Even though she's my friend, kick her ass. Ha 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 ha. Lewis laughed at the bravado. Holly is the UK's strongest Pandora, didn't I mention that in my letters? You're no match for her. Didn't I just tell you, Sadlizer snapped at Lewis, that I will protect Naruto from all danger? Naruto notices that the look on Lewis' face was like someone just stabbed his heart, although Naruto's gaze returns to his partner and Holly. I got this. Holly told her partner as Naruto frowned in pain. Naruto, I'm sorry. Don't talk to him like that, just beat sense into Sadlizer, then beat Naruto to the point he won't ever stand up again, figuratively and literally. Yes sir. Holly obeys her limiter's orders, slowly taking a few steps back. The UK's best Pandora ran toward Sadlizer, bring down her sword against Nova Blood. Their gazes met for a split second as Holly turned around and using the force to increase her blow Sadlizer's defense stance to unbalance the blonde. Thankfully the youngest female Bridget regains her position to block the next attack before Holly could land a solid hit on her. Still, the attack was too powerful as it caused her to be pushed back by the Excalibur's power. Rushing in toward Sadlizer's face, Holly spoke coldly. Don't think for a second I'm blind. But that once more to raising her sword to bring it down, Sadlizer had locked blades with Holly Rose. I hate to admit it, but it was obvious that Lewis was always thinking about another woman. Holly said with hate in her voice. No way, Naruto voice said in slight horror. You mean even Tajith, even though you love him? He would always think of you. Holly yelled as she kicked Sadlizer from her. I wasn't good enough to be a substitute. My figure was reflected in his eyes, yet all he saw was you. Holly cried, bring her blade down where Sadlizer skidded at. Why? She said when slicing at Sadlizer's blade. Does it another strike this time pushing Sadlizer close the edge, have to be you. I said not to take it too far. Lewis said as Holly looked towards him. Sadlizer now. Naruto shouted as his partner capitalized on the distraction to push back Holly with her slash. Now you're just pissing me off, do you seriously think you can beat Holly? Lewis asked as he was looking down at his half-sister. What does it matter if I do? The untouchable queen returned the question with her own. Sorry, I just didn't realize how clueless you were about your lack of power. Let's see if you can beat Holly. If you do, I swear never to touch you or speak about this to our father. Lewis joked as he knew that it was impossible for her to win. Holly resumed her glare towards her rival as she disappeared in a flash of lilac light. She's moving forward. Naruto said to his partner who nodded. She's going no interval double axel, but Sadlizer watched as Holly jumped into the air while moving to the left. I can see it. The young blonde woman turned around when Lewis's partner was behind her. Shing. Ah. Sadlizer cried when Holly slashes at her back. When did she get behind me? I told you that you couldn't beat Holly, Lewis yelled as Sadlizer was on the floor in pain from the sudden attack. Sadlizer, Holly can shift words from double to triple, you have to be on guard. Naruto said as he helped his partner up. At least let me help you. No, please, if I can't stand on my own 2 feet, I'm not worthy of being your partner, Sadlizer told Naruto as her eyes begged him to stay away. Alright, I'm trusting you. Sadlizer smiled before activating her stigmata to go into double axel. I won't lose this time. The power that she releases as well as Holly when seeing it causing the water from the rain to be blasted away and the shockwave from the speed to explode to the whole area. There. Sadlizer said as she nipped Holly's cheek with the tip of her blade. Die. Holly roared as Sadlizer's front was now open, but she gasped as 4 kunais thrown in a diagonal line were coming straight for her. Damn it. Quickly using her speed and reaction, the silver-haired girl managed to dodge the attack. Sorry, I couldn't help it. Naruto as the gaps between his fingers was filled with kunais. Before Holly could register it, Sadlizer stabbed her blade into the abdomen of her opponent before she vanished. Behind you, right side. Naruto yelled as Sadlizer's body moved to the location and cut Holly's forehead. TCH. Holly clicked her teeth. She kicked Sadlizer to Naruto who caught her. I'm willing to pretend that this never happened so that Naruto won't be hurt. Is that better, Satella? Lewis said, tired of watching this one-sided battle. Naruto could only glare in anger at the blonde-haired Bridget before realizing that someone was holding his fist. Looking down, he saw Sadlizer shaking her head softly. I wonder how many times have I cowered in fear to you. At least thankfully I'm not going to that anymore, I have changed. Senpai. Naruto stood up smiling as he nodded, that's right, you aren't alone anymore. Right, said Liza ready herself with a warm look on her face as her lips twitch up, I have you now. Just having you near me is giving the courage I never thought I had. Naruto silently walked up to her side as she continued, as of today, I will no longer be your plaything. Those words hit Lewis hard as he looked afraid from just those words leaving Sadalizer's mouth. I don't care if father disowns me or that I will be forced to give my stigmata, as long as I have Naruto by my side, I can go through any pain for him. Sadalizer said with a commanding voice that she used to use to send people away. I won't lose. Alright, show Lewis what happens when you mess with a queen. Naruto said with a smirk as Sadalizer also gave a broad smile. When things get too rough, I'll lend my support. Naruto declared as his partner nodded. And we can end this nightmare for you. Right, so I can move forward, Sadalizer said taking off her glasses while passing them to Naruto, I will not lose to anybody. Holly's eyes widen as Naruto's body and Sadalizer's started to glow dark blue, Harem said. Oh. Naruto yelled as his body exploded with power as it also flowed to Sadalizer. Right. Sadalizer complied as she created wings made from light directly coming from her stigmata. Whoa, what's going on? Naruto saw the change in Sadalizer, wait, this power feels like Sage mode. Her stigmata is doing this, Lewis questioned as he glared at Naruto, you're just trying to intimidate me. Holly. Tear her wings off along with those stigmata. Naruto could only blink as the sound of axle turns were being activated as his gaze now looked up at the stone steps behind from above. Sadalizer stopped as Holly did what Naruto predicted, but this time Sadalizer was the one who vanished as 4 copies of herself appeared. Clone's Naruto eyes widen at the skill. No, that's Tempest's turn. Holly cried before realizing the speed was twice, impossible, Axel Tempest's turn. Unable to keep with speed and multiple versions of Sadalizer copies, Holly was slashed from between her breasts down towards her navel. Lewis quickly ran behind his partner and roared, Harem said. In a matter of seconds, Lewis glowed green and Holly gained a wide aura as Lewis shouted, freezing. The freezing radius hit Sadalizer and encased in a sphere, damn. In the end, you're my doll. You can't escape my grasp. Lewis screamed with an insane look. Sadalizer started but couldn't due to the freezing stopping her words. You're destined to be locked in place by me for the rest of your life. Where's Naruto's support now? Right here. Naruto said as he places both hands together, freezing. Both Holly and Lewis' eyes widened to massive proportions as Naruto freezing field not only broke Lewis but capture Holly, he can use freezing without an Harem said. Sadalizer looked back to see her partner smiling at her, hey I support, remember. Finish it. Naruto cried the untouchable queen gather her energy for this last attack. We're going to be each other's side right? Let's make our official battle something to brag about, gah. Naruto grunted as he felt his freezing draining his reserves fast, quickly, I don't have much time left. You lose. Lewis shouted unable to understand how can Naruto and Sadalizer beat him so easily. You have to lose to me. But Sadalizer did next broke Lewis' heart she glared and shook her head, I would rather die than do that. Do it. Lewis screamed at his partner. Holly readied her blade only to freeze up when seeing Naruto standing beside Sadalizer holding a kunai and had his hand up ready to cast another freezing, stay with me Sadalizer. Got it? The girl answered Naruto as the two smiled carefree as if the battle was going to be in their favor. Now. Naruto shouted as Sadalizer and Holly jumped into the air. Holly blade was already going to hit Sadalizer's head before the blonde could. Holly gasped as her grip on her sword was gone when 2 kunais hit her wrists while Sadalizer cut her once more in the shoulder. Unable to lift her hands or right arm, Holly fell to the ground in shock that Naruto and Sadalizer had beaten her. Naruto caught his partner smiling happily as she exhausted her limited stamina, sorry, I couldn't help but throw those kunais. Sadalizer smiled as a tear of joy fell from her cheek, it's alright he finally shattered the chains that once bind me to being Lewis's plaything. Naruto just held Sadalizer's hands into his own, it's funny, the last thing I ever thought of during this trip was getting a confession from Yaoha. Naruto started as his eyes began to become foggy and had a stinging sensation. What's going on, I should be happy. Sadalizer just warmly held her partner's hand, thank you. This can't be happening. Lewis said with his eyes looking at Holly, stunned at the fact that 2 younger teens, a Pandora who is afraid of touching anymore and some blonde delinquent, beat him. I'm an elite, I should have won. I'm the eldest son of the L. Bridget family. Naruto glared at Lewis as he pulled out one last fang kunai, don't you dare come closer. Impossible, Lewis said as his eyes looked lost as if someone killed his dreams. Satella. You won't let anyone touch you right? Naruto watched as Lewis walked past them, you think he realized that he passed us? Lewis turned to look at Sadalizer, you're the untouchable. Sadalizer sternly glared at her half-brother, I am no longer the untouchable queen. Even if she was, I will stay by her side. I will support her, unlike you who just did anything to make sure that she was under your rule. Naruto said, holding Stabilizer carefully to his body. Lewis' eyes that were full of hate were slowly softening before shortly they turned into orbs of regret. I see, he said, looking at Naruto and Stabilizer, how they trusted with each other's live show, they held real love for each other. Satele were no longer alone. Maybe was the one who didn't deserve to be here. What I have done is too sinful to carry on. Wait, you're not. Naruto's eyes widened. That look Lewis had was the same as. Now's Abusa-sama has no need for a broken tool, please kill me. Naruto, I know I don't deserve to ask you this, but take care of Satella and Holly for me. Lewis yelled before slowly falling to the sea from the cliff's edge. Lewis. Naruto yelled as he ran after the blonde, as he pulled out the fang with some rope as he threw to a pillar. Biting the cord's end, Naruto's arms dived as he jumped to save Lewis, there. Grabbing Lewis, the blonde bit down as hard as he could to make sure that the rope didn't escape from his teeth. After securing Lewis with one arm, Naruto used his other arm and hand to hold the line. Are you stupid, or all people I beat for the first time in every dimension wants to commit suicide? Let me go, I have nothing to live for. I did terrible things to Stabilizer. I use Holly as mean to sedate my desires. Hell, I was going to kill you just for making her smile. Lewis cried as Naruto glared as he twirled the rope around his arm to climb back up. That's why you have to live, damn it. To make up for your sister, to apologize and start over with Holly, and if you're bummed out with trying to kill me, then take a page from my friend Gaara and fucking get over it. Naruto roared as he was inching in closer. Live, if you think your hands are stained, then find a way to clean them, Dumbus. I swear if I have to jump one more time to save your blonde ass, I will beat the hell out of you. Naruto, are you? Because you regret doing this, that's enough for me to save you. Naruto said with a smile, hell, I think we might be good friends if it wasn't for this crazy situation. Lewis. Holly said as she and Stabilizer heads were popping from the cliff's edge. See? She was going to jump in to save you, despite her injuries. Lewis is happy with your life, me and Stabilizer's weren't as great as yours. So now is the time to fix your mistakes. Naruto grunted as he was pulled up by Holly and Stabilizer to the floor of the cliff. God damn it, think I dropped my wallet. Thank you, Naruto. Holly cried, holding her limiter while crying. Thank God you're still alive. Lewis, are you alright? Stabilizer asked, worried for Lewis. Sister? Lewis said he had never heard such a kind tone from Satella. I'm so sorry, he said with tears falling from his eyes. Please forgive me. They were already forgiven. Naruto smiled as he drifted away into sleep. Next morning. Naruto's eyes opened to see a ceiling that he was getting accustomed to. His room at the El Bridget, Stabilizer. Naruto. The female smiled happily. I was worried, you just went to sleep after everything that happened with Lewis. Sorry, guess I was more tired than I thought or something. Naruto smiled as he chuckled as he looked at the ceiling with sad eyes. Stabilizer. Yes. The young woman asked, watching Naruto sat upwards. You trust me? Naruto started as he looked at her with his right eye, the eye that he wished was still him. Why? Stabilizer blushed slightly as she stood up to sit on Naruto's bed, close to where he was sitting, because like I told Lewis, you saved me. When others believe in rumors, you choose to look at me like a real person. Everything from that day you handed me back that bag of food to now means so much. She took his hands into her own. As Naruto saw her face, it was the most beautiful sight to behold. Naruto, I love you with all my heart. The boy just chuckled as he sniffed. Heh, I always wanted to be loved. He sadly remembered the old wish he prayed to be granted when he was a demon when in Konoha. Stabilizer, I need something to tell you. What is it? The young woman asked, worried if she might have said her confession too fast. Naruto removed the bed sheets from his body as he looked at Stabilizer. What I'm going to tell you is because I can honestly trust you. Please don't speak about this to anyone. Naruto. Promise me, Naruto said with soft eyes that showed that he was placing all of his trust on her. Stabilizer can only nod in agreement in silence as Naruto smiled in relief. In a slow motion, Naruto raised his hand to his right eye to remove his personal contact that Nira made for him. Look. Stabilizer's mouth slightly opened when she saw Naruto's right eye was something she had never seen. The pupil is a glowing blue slit dividing the eye into two. The exterior color was blue, but the pupil wasn't black, it was gold that looked something from a horror novel. What is that? By Amy Nova I. Naruto murmured as he continued, Stabilizer, watch come Yamato. The hybrid said as lightning danced around his fingers to summon his glowing katana. You're a Pandora. Stabilizer said before shaking her head. Wait, you said? Yes, Stabilizer, I need to explain everything. For almost an hour Naruto told Stabilizer nearly everything, the same thing he told Nero and Emma. His partner listened to every word intently as he stopped when telling her the battle between him and Kathy during the Nova invasion. Afterwards I went down to help Kazuya with the freezing field, allow you girls to beat the Nova. Said. Why didn't you tell me? I would have never told anyone. The El Bridget swore as Naruto shook his head. As a shinobi, I had to think of many possibilities of what could happen, Naruto stated coldly as Sadalizer tilted her head in slight confusion. Shinobi? Ah. Naruto eyes widen as he realized that he didn't tell her about his past as ninja. Sorry, I had a teacher to teach how to fight, and he took the way of the shinobi, ninjas, and passed it along to me. Oh, I see. But back to what I was saying, Naruto sighed as he lifted one hand. Your family backs up the Chevalier government, so if I ever showed my powers one of two things could happen. The government will take me in as a science project to dissect, and everyone associated with me will get hurt including you, Dad, and my sister. Naruto explained while lifting the other hand, on the contrary and, this is a small possibility, which they will accept me. But the first possibly is too much for me to take a risk to come out with it. For me Sadalizer softly said as she nodded her head, okay, I understand I won't betray your trust. Naruto smiled as he sighed, woo, that's a load off my shoulders. The blonde grinned before shyly giving his partner a small smile, also you sure about me to be well your boyfriend? He asked for once not confident about himself, sure he might be a BP hyperactive ninja make that hybrid Nova human, but even the Uzumaki can't prepare himself for these things, especially that he didn't experience in last life. Yes, I love you, Sadalizer said leaning closer to her partner. Naruto's face felt hot and his blood was flowing 10 times faster and was he sweating or the air getting warm here? Ahem, Sadalizer Bridget, I if your Surrey would like to be yours. Sadalizer gasped softly as Naruto held her hands, I don't know how good of a boyfriend I can be beauty want to do it for you. Naruto. Satel Azari means Satel Naruto whispered leaning forwards to capture her lips as she slow wrapped her arms around Naruto. The two slowly fell into the bed kissing each other, enjoying the feeling of love that the two were starving for. The two broke the kiss panting slightly from the action, Sadalizer just hugged Naruto placing her head on his shoulder, can I stay here? Naruto nodded as he kissed her forehead, I would like that. 5 days later. Naruto and Sadalizer were walking to the plane as Lewis, Holly, and Violet as the duo was ready to leave to head back to genetics, so this is goodbye. Naruto stated as he looked at Lewis. It's going to be a little annoying now. The blonde-haired male said as Naruto rolled his eyes. Enjoy your school life with your boyfriend Violet teased her sister as Naruto, and Sadalizer blushed slightly. Hey anyway. Buzz. Naruto looked at his phone to get an unknown number. Hello? Hello? Is this Naruto? Wait, Headmistress Margaret. Naruto said as Sadalizer looked shocked as did Lewis and Holly. Yes, I hate to say this after your vacation is over, but I need to send you to Alaska. The older woman said as Naruto raised an eyebrow. Alaska? Is this because of the ha note I left for Kim Sensei? It was a joke. Naruto said paling as the four others look at each other with odd looks. No, but please don't ever do that again. The woman chided Naruto who just sighed, but you, Sadalizer Bridget, Arnett, Aoi Kazuya, Ron Lynchen, Elizabeth Mabley, Kathy Lockhart, and lastly Arnett McMillan. Along with their limiters, if they are paired up. However, Naruto's eyes hardened slightly as he said, why are I and Kazuya being transferred there? It isn't transfer, it's a test for experimental Pandora. That's all I can say, but oddly you have a choice in the matter. A choice? It seems that your blood work from the times you got injured show some odd results, Margaret explained as Naruto mind remember something. Yeah, idiot. Your blood. Thankfully, I was able to switch 95% of it away from the medical records. Guzo, Nero is going to kill me alright, so I guess you guys already got us tickets. Naruto asked as he looked up his school's PDA. Yes, please be careful. But that Naruto caught the connection as he looked at his partner, Sadalizer we got to head to Alaska. Hope you like the cold. The man with white-haired sighed as he knew that his past mistakes were finally catching up with him. Jengo. Why are we allowing her to do this? A man with blonde hair asked as he watched Esdeath pour green tea into Japanese cups. Because she is cashing in a favor Howard. The man known as Jengo told to his long-standing friend. That's right. Esdeath said giving a cup of hot tea to her guests. I have some things to request and if you do this I won't ever come near you two again. The men looked at each other with skepticism written across their eyes, what's the request? Jengo said as he felt confused by the request, why would a woman with a criminal mastermind lose her grip on two of the most powerful men on the earth? They say falling in love makes one do odd things, I can safely say I now understand why. Esdeath blushed bashfully as the two older men sweat drop. God have mercy on the boy who made Esdeath fall for him. But it seems some girls are trying to take what's mine, so I would like to register myself and my team your West Genetics. I want to have a school life as I capture the heart of my love. Esdeath said as she drank her green tea. Bless she cutely stuck her tongue in disgust. So bitter. Is that why you came here? Howard asked as Esdeath smiled. Partly, my love was also here so two birds, one stone deal. Esdeath concluded as Jengo looked at her with dark eyes. So you want me to give you stigmata just you can have some boy? Django said as he felt rage at the request. Experimental, factory made, standard, any will do as long as I am Pandora. In fact, how about this? You both know I'm uncannily strong, right? So I will join the battles with the Novas anytime and anywhere, that is when me and my love aren't having fun. You would throw away a criminal empire just to work as soldier to have some kid? The white-haired man said, astonished at the deal. Esdeath said, who just looked surprised. I never said about giving up my empire, my mother is ill, so of course I will run it. Whoever said I can't do 3 things at once? The woman said as she leaned back to her chair. 3 things? Howard echoed as Esdeath smiled. A criminal empress, Pandora agent, and lastly a lovingly wife. The blue-haired enigma said with a fond look. Oh dear, will he like Western wedding more than Eastern? Django, you seriously can't think that add this monster, no offense. No taking, prick. Esdeath rolled her eyes at the blonde man. But she's a wild card, she is going to stab us in the back. Howard warned his longtime ally, who just sighed. If we do this you will never ask for another favor. Django said as Howard looked horrified. Well, save the occasional trip or look the other way, nothing like this again. Esdeath simply said as she looked at her benefactor. Do we have a deal? Yes, Django said as he gave his hand. Deal? Esdeath said as she seemed happy, so when I will enroll? Until after the experiment with the Pandora project, so perhaps in a month or 2 is when you can be with your love. The white-haired Asian man said as soon to be Pandora sighed softly. Ah, fine, my love will grow stronger from the wait. She stood up as the woman walked out. Don't you dare try to go back, I have your secrets and will expose you monsters if I am denied for what belongs to me. We understand. Django said as Esdeath left the two, who started to breathe better. That is never going to be any easier. Correct, will Django, I'll be on my way, perhaps I can see my daughter before she goes to Alaska. Howard said, leaving as Django was the only one left in the room who chuckled. Ahahara, I hope you aren't planning what I think you're doing. The older man as he looked at the window of the room Howard provided for this meeting. The tests are going faster for the Lab 13, why is that happening? What could cause them to start to awaken faster than what I originally thought? Achuo. Naruto loudly sneezed as he and Sadalizer were in a helicopter. Why in Kami's name do we have to go to the Alps? Technically, we're in Alaska, his partner told him gently, although Naruto snapped at her. Who the funk cares? He yelled out, but immediately regretted from the cowering look from the girl. Sorry. This is like the 2nd or 3rd time I've been at these snowy places. The girl nodded after regaining her composure. Why do you think they want you to amaze it about your thing? Probably losing all that blood back at school, I must have given them too much to study. Naruto said before sinking in his seat. Ugh, I can hear Nero and Emma getting angry at me. Who? Sadalizer asked as Naruto sighed. 2 friends of mine, if it wasn't for Nero, I wouldn't figure out most of my powers. Naruto explained as suddenly something went wrong. We're changing directions. The blonde murmured as his partner looked confused. Ding. Naruto's eyes widened as he heard a tone that made him look at his partner with a serious expression. Get ready. Sadalizer only nodded to him as she took off her glasses. Got it. Nova S-type confirmed. Called it. Naruto said as Sadalizer looked confused. What's wrong? There are usually dimensionally oscillations when they appear, but not one just showed up. I doubt the machines would work in this area anyways. He said as he saw the door opening. Well, let's go. Roger. Sadalizer said as they both jumped out of the vehicle and stood in front of the monster. The blonde was ready to move until Naruto stopped her by moving arm in front of her. What's wrong? Naruto didn't say anything as he lifted his hair covering his Nova eye. Something's off. Closing the other eye, the former shinobi looked into the monster and realized it hasn't moved. Sadalizer, quick question, when you fought the S-type at school, did it move? Little to no movement. The girl shook her head. No, why? That thing, Naruto said as he saw the helicopters were attacking it, is not a Nova. The blonde frowned as the helicopters were destroyed before setting its sights at the pair. Aw hell, it's seen us. Naruto, are you? Sadalizer asked as Naruto shook his head. Someone's watching, I can't risk it, he said, but Sadalizer still prepared herself. Attention all Pandoras, it's too risky to attack head-on. Move towards the mountain and we'll do the rest. Naruto heard one of the few remaining pilots say from above as he smirked. Wish I thought of that in the land of snow, he joked as pull out his fangs. Sadalizer, he stopped when she turned her head at him with a cute glare. Sigh, Stella, keep it occupied. He ordered as he twirled his knife. What are you gonna do? He grinned. Something crazy. She nodded as she attacked the monster, slashing its metals like a 1000-degree blade cutting through butter. She didn't realize as a blade was going to. Berkunlan son. Sadalizer owlishly blinked as she saw a dark-skinned woman slammed herself on the attack, scattering into pieces. Whoa, how did you get here? Naruto gawked as he came back to see Rana dash towards him and stop with worried eyes. Kunlun-san. Are you okay? She said, jumping around him, checking his body. I didn't know you left with Stabilizer a while ago. Seriously, where did you come from? He asked as she pointed up where a hovering helicopter. Figures, he deadpanned. Oh, but wait, how'd you know it was me down here? She smiled sweetly, my faith wanted to protect you. Veronika's Aya said as he ran towards his unofficial partner. Right, your faith, Naruto deadpanned again. It's true. Rana whined with a pout. You're the son of. Yeah, I know, Naruto sighed. Not to interrupt or anything, but don't we have a Nova to dispose of? Stabilizer said. Oh right, Naruto patted himself slowly, causing everyone to sweat drop, as well as the Nova. Where is it? Did Esdeath lift it off me? He wondered before finding a white remote. Everyone. Click. Run, he said before walking away. Huh? Everyone got out confused. Boom. 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 Run. Where, when, how and why did you blow up to make an avalanche? Aya screamed as Rana lifted him over her shoulder. This was the best plan I got. That's your best plan. It's better than nothing. Out of curiosity, Naruto-sama, what was plan B? Rana asked as they saw the snow approaching. How could you just talk so casually during all of this? Aya cried out comically. Well, he is the son of my goddess, Aya-kun. So I would like to hear his wisdom. Plan beta, well, let's say that it involves blood, possibly the extinction of mankind and me summoning Gilgamesh. Whoosh. And the second they four were covering by snow and a hand appeared as it made a fist. Ha, eat a beep snow. Naruto muffled voice said. 10 minutes later. Everyone dried. Naruto asked as he slipped on his pants while walking to the snowbound Nova. Using his Nova eye, he glanced like a microscope effect, noticing machinery parts in it. Manufactured why? Something, Naruto-kun? Stabilizer asked as the blonde nodded. Not completely sure, but he stopped to look at his new girlfriend with odd eyes. Sorry, did you use the kun suffix? What? Don't be ridiculous. I didn't say such a thing. Stabilizer huffed, looking away. Well, okay, Naruto shrugged, odd to hear someone non-Eastern said that to him. Like I said, something's not right. He lowered his hair to cover his eye in case the camera was still on. Yahoo! Naruto turned his head to see three girls he didn't expect in the snow. Yo. He waved to see Chiffon, Elizabeth and his sister, Arnett, above him. Long time no see. He announced as Arnett went down first. Well, look what the cat dragged in. Arnett smirked. Hey sis, he said sweetly as the red-haired girl hugged him tightly. Shut up and hug me. She orders him before looking Stabilizer with weary eyes. Untouchable queen. She greeted coldly. I hope, for your sake, you didn't harm my brother. She warned as Naruto placed a hand on his older sister's shoulder. Sis, you promised, he softly reminded her, to be friends with his. Oh shit, the blonde paled as he comically looked ahead with dread. If she was against him and her being Pandora and limiter, how's going to take it when he tells her they started to date? Holy crap, if Shikamaru's mom was scary about chores and small things, Arnett would be a million times worse. Naruto's fine, we had a great time. The former untouchable queen said coldly as the boy sighed. Great, now she's standing her ground. Girls, we need to head to a boat, we're behind schedule. Chiffon sweetly said as Naruto inwardly praised the closed-eyed girl. Fine, Arnett and Stabilizer huffed, looking away from each other. Oh boy, Naruto sighed. Chiffon patted on his shoulder, thought that you needed a hand. She explained as the blonde smiled at her. Thank you. Sitting on the tip of the boat, Naruto was mediating as he and the others arrived on the boat. What's this feeling of dread? He thought to himself. Hey little bro. Arnett's voice called out, snapping him out of his meditation. Yeah? He asked discreetly, putting on his contact over his Nova eye. Something wrong? Nah, just wanna spend time with my little bro. Arnett grinned as she sat behind him and having him sit on her lap, hugging him from behind while resting her head on his shoulder. Sis, Naruto blushed at this sudden action. Oi, I think they can see us. He reminded her of their friends who were also accompany them. Although she didn't remove herself, if anything she lightly held him tighter. Nah, it's sibling bonding time. Arnett smirked. Come on, you like this when we were little. Yeah, when we were kids. It's going to send messages to others. If they see us like this. He warned his sister, who didn't seem to care. Where was this coming from? Seriously, we can do that stuff back home. But now he blushed, knowing that other could mistake it as a romantic gesture. So? Are you really going to ask me that? The hybrid smiled as Arnett shook her head. The two sat like that, ignoring the amused stares from the rest of the group before Naruto felt his cell phone go off. Taking it out and was surprised that it was Emma's number. Hello? Naruto? Have you seen Hal, I mean Nero? She asked, slightly frantic as Naruto stood up from his sister's lap, but Arnett let a small smirk while holding her grip on him. Fi told me that something happened and somebody took him for something important. No, I haven't. Before he can continue, the phone sound like it was taken away before from Emma. Listen, idiot, I can't tell too much since they are properly monitoring me and you. You'll see him soon and remind him to call Emma. Bye. Naruto sighed as he heard Fi hanged up rather rudely, but sighed before jumping on the boat again. Whoops, forgot that you were there. Naruto turned to see Arnett shaking. Almost fell and she whispered. So anyone knows why we're heading in the middle of nowhere? The blonde said as the others looked shocked at him. You're kidding, right? Kazaya asked. Look, me and Stella were having a problem, we didn't know until they call us before we got on our flight. The hybrid explained. Figures, Kazaya sighed. And just what is that supposed to mean? Naruto glared with a stink eye. Oh little bro, Arnett sighed, shaking her head. What? What am I missing? Elizabeth smiled as she spoke, the E-Pandora project. She started as blonde still seem explained. The E-Pandora project? Naruto parroted. Dude, Arnett sighed, watch the news or look it up in the net, okay, you know how the main problem with Pandora's is that sync rate. Yeah? Naruto said before realizing what she meant. Oh. You get it? Chiffon smiled. Actually no, you lost me. Naruto said as the others fall down in I'm style. What's the problem? Bonk. Ow. Are you really that fucking dense? Arnett snapped. Oh, but seriously, what's the problem? Naruto asked as Sadalizer spoke softly. Many girls like me are born with a rather low rate, she stated as Arnett nodded. Well, me and Elizabeth are high rated, but low in numbers. His Redeed sister explained as Naruto nodded, slowly comprehending the situation. But altogether we're scarce in numbers. The E-Pandora project is supposed to make normal girls with the lowest or no capabilities into Pandoras. Naruto crossed his arms together, not really sure what to think of it. Well, he was technically a soldier, he had chakra reserved and it was his choice. But with the project to make women into ready fighting warriors. So do you get it now? Sadalizer asked. Yeah, I guess I can get it. Naruto sighed. You don't seem excited. Kazaya stated. Oh, trust me, I kinda am, but. Rana prompted. I mean, say that one day there's a law to make all women into Pandora. I just don't feel safe with Chevalier allowing this to pass. Didn't anyone fight against it? The blonde said as Kazaya nodded. My grandfather did, but was ultimately outvoted. What? Why? Elizabeth placed her body to lean against the railing of the ship. The last two Nova attacks have diminished many Pandora. Thankfully we're able to save some like Cassie Lockhart and her teacher, however the death toll is staggering. She muttered, feeling partly to blame for not being able to protect her allies. Hence, why we're doing this mission. Chiffon said. Okay, but why are Arnett and I are going? And also Sadalizer. Naruto started as Kazaya spoke up. Sadalizer has Ni-san stigmata like Cassie-san. He explained as Naruto looked his girlfriend with shock in his eyes. Wait, seriously? It's true. Sadalizer nodded. You never told me this. Arnett glared at the bespectacled girl. I heard her daddy got them for her. What was that? Sadalizer glared back. Whoa, hold on there. Let's not fight. Naruto said, getting in between the two. The two girls looked away as Naruto looked at his partner. Hey, you're a great fighter. Those stigmata don't mean shit, no offense, Kazaya. The hybrid said, looking over to his friend who waved it off with a calm smile. It's fine, Ni-san would have agreed with you. But anyways, yeah. You could still beat those Nova even without those stigmata. I bet my money on it. Thank you, she said, shyly looking down with a small smile. So that leaves me and Arnett. Wait, what about Rana? Almost on cue she started to strip down to show her naked back. Look, Kunlun sons, the blessing your mother gave me. Arnett sighed, thanking her god that Rana didn't want Naruto romantically. She was sure that girl was a walking bomb of perverted antics. Okay, I get it. Please do not strip. Naruto cried out. Oh, am I not pretty enough? She said, walking towards Naruto, who looked down to see her breast's wrappings. You are. Just let mother and me not see your boobs. Naruto begged as the girl nodded, grabbing her dress. However, he noticed the stigmata on her back was different than Nero's example. Forgive me, yes, your mother wouldn't want that. She nodded as Naruto took a deep breath of relief. You are such an exhibitionist, you know that. Arnett sighed, pinching the bridge of her nose. So she has some kind different type of stigmata, and Kazaya could do freezing without a partner. Naruto started as Elizabeth smirked as Arnett looked rather flush. Well, I don't know about you, Naruto, but Arnett threw a tantrum fit for a queen when she heard you were going without her. The blonde third year said as she was hoisted up by a fuming Arnett. I made the doggy mad. Hey. What are you doing? Naruto asked comically. I told you that stuff in confidence. Arnett shook her friend comically as waterfall tears were flowing down. Kazaya blinked, unsure of what to think of this scene. Look, I came to make sure they didn't try to hurt my baby brother. She roared, pointing at all of them, threatening them. Oi, calm down, Nissan. Naruto's sweat dropped. We're here. Chiffon said as they reached the base's pier. Let's get to the cars. Naruto and the others were in military trucks as they sat, looking through the windows. He felt on edge again. Feels like they're keeping something big here. I can sense it. Kunlun's tears on my back are reacting strangely. Rana grimaced. What do you whoa, there it is. Naruto said, feeling an odd feeling in his whole body. Woo, this is weird. It was like having an odd warm feeling inside of him and was oddly good. Does anyone have the same feeling? I do. Kazaya muttered. What's going on? Wait, where are we going? Naruto asked as he saw the truck holding the others turn left, but they went straight still. However, Naruto noticed another truck. Rana, when I say go, punch the closest band or man near you. Huh? Just do it. Trust me. The truck stopped as they saw a red-haired woman wearing a lab coat walk to them. She made a small hand motion and the doors opened. Come on out, she ordered as the three did. I am Scarlet O'Hara. I wish to speak to Kazaya and Naruto. I have questions for them. Achoo. Naruto sneezed as Rana suddenly tackled Kazaya. That wasn't the signal. Why me? He groaned out as the scientist blinked before coughing into her hand. Now please, Miss Rana, return to the truck. They will escort you to the others. She said as Rana nodded. Ah, screw it. Just run. Naruto shouted as he hoisted Kazaya over his shoulders. What? Kazaya asked before watching Naruto run, that is until they both hit the truck when it moved backwards. Whoa. Thunk. Ow, both boys groaned. Sai, please send me some Chevalier Pandora agents. Naruto and Kazaya placed ice bags on their heads. Why did I think that was a good idea? Your guess was as good as mine. Kazaya groaned. Hey, let go, I have rights. Naruto head snap up to hear someone's voice that shouldn't be here, no way. The two males watch as a Pandora agent pushed in a male wearing a white lab coat and shaggy brown hair. Oh, I demand to be released. Naruto. The tech expert said, surprised to see his hybrid friend here. Why are you here? He asked before the Pandora push him, but pushing his butt. Eep. He squeaked out as the woman giggled before leaving. I'd like to ask you the same thing. Well, I was working a case with Emma's parents' former allies. But when I was about to go back to my flight, a whole squad of Pandora stated I was supposed to go with them. They manhandled me here. He blushed remembering the women enjoying taking and teasing the poor boy for the whole time. And said that the lead scientist wanted to talk to me. Right? Naruto deadpanned with a sweat drop. What? It's true. Nero cried out comically. You must be a glutton for punishment if they were manhandling you in that way. Naruto deadpanned further. I was not, but I'm not a fighter, he sighed woefully as he hated being treated in such a way. Ah, Uzumaki-san, who is this person? Kazaya asked as he was lost in the conversation. Oh Kazaya, this is my best friend Nero Emmerich Knight. Tia. Nero waved. I'm a tech geek. More like Sage or wizard. Naruto complimented the boy who smiled at the praise. Kazaya. I heard. Good to meet you. Nero smiled as he gave his hand to Kazaya, who accepted while giving it a fair shake. So what brings you two to the middle of nowhere? Well, we're here for the E-Pandora project, Kazaya explained. What? Why? Nero questioned. Well, sorry for the wait, I am here to speak with you three. Scarlet walked in as she looked to the males. There is one more coming, but he's rather difficult, so I'll inform him later. So mind telling us why we're here separated from the girls? Naruto crossed his arms. Well, first, I know the hacker has been hiding from us about you. The scientist glanced over to Nero, who seemed frightened at the accusation. Naruto tensed up, ready to attack her if needed. What? Naruto looked to Nero. A funny story, remember how they were manhandling me? Nero laughed sheepishly. You didn't? Naruto deadpanned, almost comically horrified at the thought. They didn't stop touching me. I wanted to be a husband one day, TT. He cried out, waterfall tears, as Kazaya and Naruto sweat drop at the reaction. You have the same body type as Kazaya and can produce a freezing field. She said as Naruto eyes widened, looking to Nero, who stopped crying and gave a discreet thumbs up. He only told them as little as possible. So what? Am I convicted of a felony? The blonde asked before looking at Nero with an alarmed look, or is he? The woman smiled before shaking her head. It's fine, he gave extensive notes about you. Apparently your 45% of stigma tissue is in only your right arm. Naruto unconsciously gripped said limb before nodding. Alright, that still doesn't explain why you're talking to us. I have an experiment, a set of Volt texture for men, and also something for your arm. She stated before putting on a white glove and letting it go of the end to make a slapping sound. The boys turned pale at the dark look she had. Relax, it's in the name of science. Right, science? Ah. Nero cried with every step he took. Why did she give me an exam there? He squeaked out as he saw Naruto flexing his arm, as if waiting for it to attack him. Is it out bothering you? A bit mostly how uncomfortable it is, he explained, twisting his arm around to get a feel. I think I can get used to it soon. Yeesh, I'm surprised they didn't cut it off just to make the adjustments. They wrap it around your arm, right? Kazaya said, also slightly limping towards them. At least I just got the shots. Lucky bastard, they had to probe my ass. It ain't no colonoscopy, that's for sure. Nero cried comically. The boys sighed at their luck before they enter a room full of Pandoras. They blink as Sadalizer and Rana saw them. Wow, and you guys meet girls like this every day. Lucky, the geek softly chuckled. Trust me, it's not. Naruto pat his friend's shoulder as his girlfriend hugged him. Whoa, what's wrong? I was worried that might have harmed you. She breathed out as Naruto held her close to him. Hey, relax, I'm fine. They just had to do a little adjustment to my arm. See? Naruto showed the red bandage's arm to her. Naruto, they said until later, Nero said, placing a hand on Naruto's own. Right. Naruto sighed. So who are all of these women? Nero asked, looking at them. Those are world-class Pandoras. Arnett quipped as she walked to the group, wearing blue jeans and a red striped belly shirt with a lighter color red jacket on top of it. Like me. She smirked as she noticed Nero. Oi, you lost or something, twig? No, he's not lost, sis. Naruto sighed. Wait, what? She's your sister? Nero looked surprised. Huh, I thought she'd be more wild from what you told me. The lab coat wearing teen said as Arnett sent a look to Naruto, a sisterly glare. What? What have you been telling him? Joke. Uncle. Naruto cried out as his sister got him into a chokehold, causing him to turn blue while flailing his arms wildly. Ahaha, Nero laughed in good nature, smiling at the siblings fight. You guys like more like lovers than siblings, you know. Thud. Eh? Arnett turned slightly red at the boy's statement, letting go of Naruto, who simply fell to the ground. What? Did I say something wrong? No, why would you think that? It's not like anyone else said it. Nope, nada, zlick. Nothing. Arnett blushed while shaking her head frantically. Sadalizer, however, frowned at the implication. Arnett, do you actually? Nope. Don't know what you're talking about. Your yelling says otherwise. Elizabeth deadpanned. I never thought you'd actually be. Shut up. Arnett shouted, covering her ears. Why are you being so defensive? Naruto asked his sister, as the other girls looked at him in shock. Did he really not see what was happening? My goodness, he's dense, Elizabeth murmured. Why is this suddenly painful to watch? Kazaya muttered to himself. I'm just glad as hell that Emma isn't old enough to fall for guys, Nero said before he heard nothing. Got quiet all of a sudden. Him. Chiffon cleared her throat to get everyone's attention. We are getting off track. Why don't we all focus on the task at hand? Yo. The gang looked behind Chiffon to see a magenta-haired woman walk towards them, which is done in the most unique style. The ends encircle her neck like pincers, while the rest frames her face. Her bangs stop just above her eyes. She also has a very buxom figure. She wore a black dark purple outlined version of the Valkyrie's uniform. Instead of wearing white thigh-high socks to her uniform, and wears black stockings. She smiled as odd hairstyle female smirk at Chiffon, was hoping you come at least, Chiffon. Oh, it's been a long time since the World Carnival, right? The closed-eye girl asked as the red-hair one nodded. Holy shit, Nero said, paling at the sight. I know those two, Chiffon Fairchild, the #1 ranked Pandora in the world, and Roxanne Elipton, the second strongest. He said, looking at Naruto, you're friends with the smiling monster. You could say that. He shrugged. Well, Mr. Knight is right, Chiffon smiled as she lifted her hand to gesture Roxanne, the immortal, Roxanne Elipton from Genetics America. Immortal? Naruto echoed as the smirked at him. I can't be killed, I got insanely high regeneration rate. However, Miss Miles over there is the only one to beat the tar out of me last time we fought. Wait, wha? Naruto looked at Chiffon incredulously. Is that true? Yes, indeed, so I had to smash her skull in a few times just to make her go to sleep. The sweet third year said, making Naruto sweat drop at her kind tone, but notice Arnett shiver at the thought. Just call her a zombie, it's more fitting. Everyone now looked behind Roxanne to see a new girl enter the group. She has cream-colored hair that is short at the back with side bangs covering both sides of her cheeks, brown eyes, and is always shown with a set of special headphones. You're crude as always. Who's the midget? Naruto asked the strongest Pandora, who smiled still. Charles Bonaparte from Genetics France, LDT. She is also known as the Tempest Phoenix. Naruto. The boy turns to see Cassie running towards him. Cass. He smiled as they hugged. Heh, I was worried since I didn't see you at the boat. I got on a different plane since I was away as well. She explained, but gained a worried look to whisper to his ear. I heard that they examined you, is it that bad? She asked, knowing his secret mustn't come up. Nah, it's not that bad. Naruto grinned. Nothing to it. Good, I mean if anything happened to you Naruto nodded listening, but soon tuned her out when he saw a blue-haired girl sneaking behind them. Her hands went to Cassie's sides, and suddenly. Aya. The green-haired Pandora moaned screamed out as she felt two slender hands grope her breasts. The ho-ho-ho-ho so nice and soft, the blue-haired girl stated before gaining a confused look, still groping the victim. She spoke softly, 65 centimeters under, 83 centimeters over, 18 centimeters difference. Bra size D65. The girl finally have to Axel turn away from her attacker with a furious blush before looking back with a scared look. How did you accurately get that right? And that's Julia Munberg from Genetics Germany, Panzer. Chiffon said as Julia smiled at the attention she gained. Her title is the Maverick of Walpurgis. Maverick? Nice, I like that one. Naruto gave a big grin before noticing that Julia was in front of him with a sly smile. Yes. All she did was grab his crotch with an eager smile on her face, clearly enjoying her actions. Wah hey oh crap, Naruto tried not to moan as the girl's skill hands as she cupped him. If she was good by just copping a feel damn. Hey. What are you doing? Arnett and Sadalizer shouted in both anger and embarrassment. However, the girl eyes widened and blinked twice thrice before looking at her hand. Wow, never met a guy so huge before. I'm going to have fun with you. She winked at the boy who suddenly hid behind his sister and lover. No thanks. At the point, Arnett and Sadalizer brought out their Volt weapons, ready to shred the girl to pieces beyond recognition. Old Pandora, please head to the designated fitting rooms. Naruto thanked the gods above him. Maybe someone was watching out for him. Including Naruto Macmillan and Kazuya Aoi. Soon every single Pandora all looked towards the two mentioned males as Nero took a step back every few seconds away from them. I hate my life. Okay, how the hell do we do this? Naruto asked Kazuya as they were only their briefs, Naruto's being black with orange flames and Kazuya was white with black snowflakes. I don't know, Kazuya said. This is well. Yeah, I know. The male looked around as many Pandora were leaving out of their booths. Some were looking at them and licking their lips and others just glared at them. I feel exposed and violated. It's easy, Kunlun-san, you think and poof it's there. Rana said, leaving her both in bright pink genetics uniform. Pink, huh? Naruto stated before closing his eyes, thinking about an outfit he wished to wear again. He felt a strange sensation around his body until it died out. Opening his eyes and looking down, he smiled. Perfect. The Pandora all looked in awe as his outfit. Naruto now wore a red haori with black flames on it over an orange jumpsuit. The clothes he used when going against Pain Nagato, his home's clothing. They all also noticed a black headband on his forehead as well. Well, like my sensei says, fine feathers make a fine bird. He said, fondly patted his clothes, remembering that Jiraiya bought them during his training. See? Easy, right? Rana winked, however she noticed his sad smile before stopping her words and bowed to leave, knowing that he wanted to think. Hiya. Naruto snapped out of his thoughts as he heard his partner screamed. Rushing to her booth, he roared, "Are you alright?" He said, looking down with a blush to see his partner also blushing, but was also painfully embarrassed at her clothing. I can't wear a skirt this short," she cried out, hating such clothing as Naruto chuckled. "Wow, that's a how should I say this? Risque," he said. "This is not funny." Arnett smacked his head in an angry tone. Everyone was in large room with all of the Pandoras as Scarlet walked onto the stage. "Thank you all for coming. I am the director of this project. The goal is to artificially increase the stigmata compatibility rates. In order to do so, we have called on you Pandora to help us. Once this project gets on track, we won't have to bet on extremely low chance of naturally compatible individuals anymore." Naruto raised an eye at that sentence as if she was trying to prove something. "We had you carry a heavy burden all alone until now, but the time for every one woman to lend a hand is now here," the red-haired woman declared as many Pandoras clapped for her. "I heard that leader of this project was at odds with Aoi Jengo." Naruto eyes widened as he heard Nero's voice. "Relax, it's just a hearing device. Before an Aoi left, I place one in your ear." "I see," Naruto said softly as he was trying to sound like he understood the speech. "Naruto, you know, I heard that they had done a lot of groundwork before they got approved. You know what that means, right?" The blonde hybrid nodded, knowing one thing: human experimentation, something that hasn't been in his mind in a long time. "Yeah, I know it all too well." Naruto frowned, remembering his former enemy Orochimaru. "Is that supposed to mean something?" Naruto turned to see three women wearing maroon-colored clothing. Oh crap, he watched as Roxanne was talking down to the girls. "This is bad," the hybrid sighed as watched the two girls groups started to grow larger. Is this a normal thing?" the teen hacker said, eating a muffin. "Cause no wonder you got attack." "Yup, it's pretty." The blonde stopped as he noticed the pastry. "Where'd you get that muffin?" "Muffin button?" The blonde raised an eyebrow, but held his question. "Well, to answer your question, it seems the girls here have a beat measuring thing like us dudes. Wouldn't the equivalent be something like boobs or butts?" Nero murmured as he saw Scarlet walking to them. Oh god, what now? However, she ignored him as the beautiful scientist as she stood between them. Save it for later, we're going to have exhibition matches. She turned to the leader of Maroon Jacket Girls. Naruto noticed something red. She had white bone hair, but near the top middle of it was the most beautiful red he ever seen. It was long enough to reach her back. Don't let them get under your skin like that, okay Amelia? Yes, my apologies. The blonde noticed how the girl easily listens to the scientist like she was the leader of the team. He kept his quiet as his right felt uncomfortable. Hey, come on bro. Arnett snaked her arm around her brother's neck before look at his solemn stare. Hey, she said, moving to look at her brother's face. You okay? Naruto just nodded with a grin. Sure, I'm okay. He smiled as he walked away from Arnett, who frowned as other Pandora moved past her. You're bad at lying. Naruto and Sadalizer were moving down the hall as he kept using his left hand to adjust his right shoulder. Is it that bothersome? His partner asked as Naruto nodded. I'll show you in a minute. He sighed as they stopped at particular door. Room F409. Room F410. Huh? Naruto looked to his side to see Arnett in front of him. Sis. She smiled however before walking up to her little brother. Looks like we're roommates. The red-haired girl said, patting his head before he chuckled. Come on Naruto, let's get in. Sadalizer said, pushing Naruto in and closed the door. Eh? Arnett said with a cute smile and closed eyes. The mad dog cried as she saw the golden-coated nameplate, Naruto and Sadalizer. Her face turned pale as her mind thought up scenarios of Naruto and Sadalizer doing nasty things that he should be doing too. No bad thoughts. As this was going on, Sadalizer was rubbing on Naruto's arm with surprised etch into her eyes. Amazing, this is going to help you. Putting on his old Haori. Naruto shrugged. Don't know, they said more tests are required to see if it can. But apparently my arm and this thing are already on a good start if this wasn't falling off. He explained as his girlfriend felt a little sad that she couldn't help him. Don't give me that look, it was out of your hands. Besides, I might be able to. Oh who hell no. Arnett said, slashing the door to bits with a red face, as if I'm letting this happen. Get the hell out of our room. Sadalizer said as Arnett was in front of her face. You first, in fact take my room. I'm sure a princess like you needs all the spaces for her crappy shit. She said as Naruto face palmed at this scene. Why him? Wasn't he a hero? Didn't he deserve some peace? That's it, I'm moving in. Naruto and I will sleep on the bed. Untouchable queen, you'll be getting the floor. Arnett said before jumping one of the beds with a glare. My bed. Sadalizer, please forgive her. Naruto said, making a praying gesture to his partner. It's fine, we'll share the bed like that night. Crack. If anyone was wondering where that sounds came from, that was Arnett's. What little of it, restrained to kill, she suddenly summoned her scythe ready to seriously harm this girl. Did she force you? Naruto took a step in front of his sister, shaking his head. I asked because I love her, and if you try to break us up, I won't forgive you. He said defiantly as the red-haired girl became enraged, almost like a raging flame. Naruto. She started out with her eyes glowing with flames. Blup. Wah wah. Arnett sank to her knees, crying out a massive amount of tears. Some rich girl is stealing my little brother from me. Sis. Don't cry. Naruto rushed towards his sister with a worried look. Wahhhhh. Oh man, Naruto sighed in defeat. He hadn't seen Arnett cry this bad since. What can I do to make you happy? The hybrid begged as he really doesn't want this to happen. Pick her out. She said, still crying tears, and pointed at Sadalizer. What? Sadalizer gawked. But. Fine then, if not, then I want you to take me. Hi. Wait, not like that. Arnett blushed deeply, realizing the meaning behind her words. I mean, let me stay. I don't want my brother and you. She sent a dark glare to Bridget, to popping out kids in 9 months. Fine, just let me sleep on the floor. I don't want either of you two girls to lose sleep. Naruto offered, knowing that he could sleep anywhere thanks to his shinobi training. Deal? I guess, if you want. You could always sleep with me like we used when we were kids. Arnett said with meek look as her face gained a soft blush. Well then okay, Naruto muttered. Or with mime, okay with you as well. Sadalizer suggested, pushing a few strands of hair aside. Naruto felt his survival instincts are telling him something useful. I will sleep on the floor night. But the two girls started until Naruto's loud yet fake snores made them stop their words. He was asleep. Naruto was standing with the West Genetic section as the exhibition carnival was on, watched as a dark-skinned girl wearing black thong, black leggings, arm warmers, lastly a white sports bra up. She had long dark hair and grey-colored eyes. The girl also seemed to have a yellow hair clip on the left side of her face. First match in the exhibition carnival, Anna Parker from Genetics England, UK vs Evolution Pandora Rattle. You're not really up for this either. Nero said, walking up to Naruto, who looked at the teen with slight wonder. The doctor told me to check your arm and tell you that when it's time to use it. Whatever that meant. Naruto's eyes turn into narrow slits as he grabs his arm once more. It's starting, he said as Anna Parker, a red-haired woman, summoned 2 long daggers. However, Naruto's eyes held confusion at the Pandora before looking at Nero, who nodded. Apparently that girl, Rattle, can't produce any Volt weapons. The geek said, fixing his glasses, so they gave her weapons that can be strong as the standard Pandora weapon. The hybrid watched as the dark-skinned girl went on the attack, causing Anna Parker to parry most of her strikes. Low power, he said as his friend nodded. Yeah, I noticed that too. Nero agreed. Shortly, Rattle moved back, catching her breath from the assault she gave as Naruto then added low stamina and the mental chart he made. Low power, low stamina, this isn't even a fraction of the power she's using. Arnett noted. Naruto glanced at her sister before looking down. She was actually giving it all she had before she vanished. Axel turned. He muttered but noticed that it was easy to track compared to him and the others. Anna seems to also notice this as she deactivated her weapons and then did a straight jab where Rattle appeared in. She skidded and she stayed at the same spot, making the buzzer hit. It wasn't even a fight. Nero said with slight disturb in his face. It was downright one-sided. Naruto frowned heavily. Anna, however, helped the dark-skinned girl up before she moved away, almost like she was afraid of the English girl. However, Anna sighed before walking away as the next 2 opponents were called. Second match, Jeong Era from Genetics Korea, KR vs Evolution Pandora Gina Purpleton. Naruto looked at the Pandora Jeong. She was dark-haired girl who had a long ponytail and her left side of her hair was out front hanging. She got into a boxer's stance before stating, Volt weapon activate. Turning his head to the other side was a female with short purplish hair wearing the same uniform as Rattle. She held a wooden bow staff. Hey, they're Volt weapons. Naruto caught Rana's words as he knew the other figured out the same thing he had noticed. They can't materialize it either, Nero muttered. Battle start. Naruto watched as the Korean girl moved back before vanish in light blue aura. Gina growled before shouting, I can Axel too. Just what the heck is going on? Nero wondered. They're moving at Mach 1-ish speed, hard to keep track, but it seems she's done. The blonde sighed as Gina appeared in the air, slamming her staff downward, but Jeong simply punched it in half. Then quickly knee her face, making the Pandora fly across the small platform. She stopped, making the hand-to-hand girl chase her and slam her fist down for stopping short as Gina's eyes were large and wide at the attack being stopped. BZZZZZZZZZZZZZZZZZT. That was the end of the second match. What the hell is with these fights? Naruto grit his teeth. I know science is cruel, woman, but this is just plain barbaric. The hacker said, looking away from the battle. The Korean Pandora leaned down with her hand with a small smile. Sorry about that, my training is kinda hard to shake off. She apologized only for Gina to smack her hand away. Third match. Evolution Pandora, Amelia vs representative from West Genetics of Japan. I can't watch another battle, Naruto complained as he missed the announcement. I don't want someone from my school hurting someone. Naruto Macmillan. Wait, what? Naruto gawked. What? Arnett screamed to the point everyone looked at her. Who does the funker who thinks this is funny? If you're a dude, watch him going to rip your beep off and shove it up these rich girls' ass. The mad dog screamed out, pointed as Satellizor was both shocked and blushing at the idea. But God, Naruto, Nero face palmed. Before she can rant further, Scarlet approached her. I have my reasons, Macmillan, you sit down now. The pink-haired doctor warned the teen girl who was still angry before glaring at the woman. But. Sit. Down. I. Wouldn't be a shame if your father's delivery business went bad. She said, casing Arnett to take a step back, visibly shocked at the woman. What do you mean? Oi, oi, oi. Naruto growled. Trying to threaten my old man. I just want her to calm down, Scarlet informed, moving towards Naruto. You have obligated to do this. I'm sorry, Arnett whispered, clutching her hands into fists, unable to protect her brother. But gasped before Naruto held in his arms. What are you? Don't worry, like ya, I'm a bit of a fighter. He promised, ignoring the stare from everyone as he walked up. Also take off the upper clothing, need to see how the device works. The doctor ordered as Naruto easily ripped off his clothing as it turns into blue glowing lights. Every Pandora and limiter were shocked as Naruto walked up to the steps of the platform. His body was ripped and lean, devoid of any unnecessary fat. His body was tan and healthy as every male respect and or envies that body type, while the girls blushed or openly drooled at the sight. But one thing that caught everyone's attention was his right arm. The right arm itself looked to be one cloth all on its own, like it was a sleeve. However, if one looked closer, they noticed that it was actually bandaged. Ooh, Kunlun's son is so manly. Rana gushed. Now's not the time for that. Satellizor snapped. He's mine anyways. Wow, Arnett blushed as her brother stopped as his opponent reached in front of him. I never had seen him so strong before, she said softly, amazed by his looks. His opponent had long white hair with one bang, which is colored crimson, covering her forehead and a part of her right eye. Soon silence was heard as Naruto and the girl that he saw with Scarlet were looking at each other's eyes. If possible, he started as the woman looked at him with more intent. Can you or I forfeit? He asked seriously as the girl shook her head. No. Gunlin-san, kick her butt. Rana cheered for Naruto as he chuckled at the help. Oh boy, what a mess I've gotten myself into. Naruto sighed with a sad smile. Yet you act like this isn't battle, the teen girl said, thinking his smile was looking down at her. Oh, trust me, I know when to take it seriously. Naruto said. And this isn't any different. Is that right? She said with steely edge to her tone. Out of curiosity, have you ever fought with real enemies that would kill you? Naruto said, giving her a dark look. I have survived. What? That isn't the answer I was looking for. Naruto's booming voice scared the girl from the suddenness before shaking her head. I haven't. Then let me let you in on a secret. He was born to fight and possible have the longest actual combat experience compared to everyone here. The hybrid in form as the Pandoras started to talk amongst them. So I really have no worries on being scared. But I sincerely apologize if I made you think I wasn't serious. You don't have to apologize, Emilia stated as she gave Naruto a hard stare. I'd just have to shake you composure. Alright, just being gentlemanly. He raised his hands in defense before getting into a battle stance. Soon the Pandoras and Limiters were holding their breaths as this conversation continued. To be sure, how strong are you compared to Miss Rattle and Miss Gina? The blonde asked as he stretched his right arm as he got ready to fight. Why bother asking? The white-haired girl said in hostile tone as her male enemy gave an empty look. I'd rather not accidentally kill you, the former shinobi simply said. I'm at least 3 times stronger than them. Emilia said. Alright, don't blame if I break more than your nose, Naruto said, before doing the gesture to come get some. Koi. Battle start. The girl suddenly jumped as she shouted, Volt weapon, activate. She roared before Naruto took a step back, slightly alarmed at the fact she summoned a weapon. Wait, did she just Arnett got out? Crap, does he have two as well? Nero said, hoping that Naruto wouldn't have to show any more of his powers than he has too. Hopefully not. Satellaizer frowned slightly. However, Naruto smiled at the fact. Okay, he said with a happy look, you are a cut above the rest. What about you? Emilia demanded as Naruto smirked. I was told that arm of yours can generate a weapon as well. What? Nero said before looking at the pink-haired doctor. He ran towards her. You aren't using my theory on the new particles, are you? New particles? Naruto thought as he saw Emilia walking towards. No weapons here. I can beat you with one of my hands tied behind my back. Might even pull a Kakashi and read a dirty book as I kick your ass. Is that so? I beg to differ. Emilia frowned before suddenly rushing in at Naruto. Naruto didn't move, only a hand was moved quickly as everyone gasped. Naruto. Cassie whispered as she saw the boy grab the lance before deliberating lowering it, allow himself to cut his right shoulder blade. What are you doing? Emilia said, horrified at the boy harming himself. Listen here, I know you've been through some rough times, I can tell you in your friend's eyes, but I am not going to hold back. You need to learn that you guys have some peace in your life unlike me, he said softly as the girl seemed confused at his words. However, she shook her head before taking back her spear and suddenly vanished. I won't let you beat me. Axel turn, Naruto said as his eyes easily kept up with her weight. Double Axel. He said as the speed increased and his eyes were now having a bit of trouble keeping up with her. Go Emilia. Gina cheered as Rattle also cheered out with her saying, beat him. Come on Kunlun-san. You can do it. Rana cheered. There. Naruto suddenly jumped and turned his body, moving his leg to POW. PHHH. Emilia screamed out as before she could even jump at him, Naruto kicked her face hard to the point she almost fell off the ring. Ouch, she's gonna feel that one in the morning, Nero cringed. She was about to stand up and attack again. Emilia look. Before she could register what Gina's next words would be like, she felt her body being dragged up before, she gasped out as Naruto kneed her in the stomachard. Bleg. The blonde stood over watching blood pool up when his attack made the girl cough it up. He noticed something as he walked away. We're done. Don't you dare take. Your cheeks are showing signs that you can't do another Axel turn, you're done. Naruto said before moving on again, but stopped when he saw the doctor in front of him. We don't have enough data. Keep fighting until she can't move. Whoa, hold up. What? Please, Scarlet ordered, lowering her head at what she is asking. Yo Emilia, tell her that he stopped as the girl stood up with shaky legs. I can keep going, Emilia growled. Don't you dare look down on me. It's not looking down, I don't want to hurt people. I don't want to cause you any more pain, he yelled as the girl gave a small smile. You're too kind, but can't you understand that kindness is hurting me? she said, lifting her head to show a painful smile. Damn it, don't make me do this. Naruto growled. Please say don't know if you know this, but there are times when you need to prove yourself. I'm Saruth and your experience you at least know what I am talking about. Naruto looked down, he knew it too well. From being ridiculed of holding the nine-tailed fox to being ignored and cast aside by his fellow villagers, everything. Alright, he'll go all out, just he said as the blonde got into a fighter stance, Rock Lee's signature style. Just don't blame for what happens, right? That's all I ask. Then here I go. The blonde suddenly vanished before circling around Emilia as a ring of gust surrounded her. That kid's speed is almost like an axle turn. Charles stated, shocked that a male could actually be that fast. Then all of a sudden, Naruto was in front of Emilia, with no time for her to hard. You're in range. Orya. POW. Naruto kicked Emilia up high in the air, with the latter's breath knocked out momentarily. Not yet. Emilia gasped out, but Naruto closed his eyes and kicked her again and again. With each kick, he slowly pushed the two fighters into the air, horrifying everyone at the sight of his ability. What kind of training has this kid do? Roxana said with alarmed look. Naruto spun his body until he was parallel with hers. The red cloth single wrap started to bound Naruto and Emilia to each other. Grabbing her shoulders, he tilted them downwards as he spun around and around. This one's for you, bushy brow, take this Amit wrench. Naruto screamed out before jumping off from Emilia, thankfully making her body take the blow and not the head. Boom. Everyone's eyes widened as the ring was now totally destroyed from Naruto's attack. Glaring at the doctor, he stepped down. There, I hope you got your damn data. No. Naruto stopped, unable to realize that someone was still moving. Turning his head, he saw Emilia. Despite her arms and front body bleeding large amounts of her blood, she stood. BGM. Loneliness. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. How the hell is she still standing? Naruto wondered to himself. But the male, however, smiled as he walked towards the girl. Naruto, stop, she's Adalizer yelled, but watched as the boy place a hand on Emilia's head. Never thought I'd say this, but you're just like me. He said before lifting his head with a grin. Showing your spirit despite unable to continue. Naruto said, hugging her as Scarlet looked down. When Naruto, Emilia is no longer conscious. The pink-haired woman said softly. Hey, if you can hear me. You showed everyone here, you're just as strong as them. Naruto said softly before picking the girl in a princess hold. Come on, I gotta get you to a doctor. He chuckled as he walked down to glare at Scarlet once more. She didn't deserve this. Moving past her without the doctor's response, Naruto moved his head to Rattle and Gina. What are you two doing? Show me where I can treat her. Yes sir. They announced as they ran in front of Naruto as he also moved to keep with them. Naruto, Sadalizer and Arnett murmured. End song. Your data showed good results, Mr. McMillan. Scarlet stated as she took Naruto away from Emilia to give him his info. Look, I don't care about that now, Naruto muttered. All I care about is Emilia's well-being. I have orders to do so, if possible I wouldn't urge her to go on. She said, turning her back, you have no idea the responsibility I have. My old man. Naruto started remembering the third Hokage, Sarutobi, before sighing, look, it's your humanity or not to protect those girls. Don't blame that you can't forgo in order to save those girls, I've seen the way they look at you. Let's say this, those who break the rules are trash, those who abandon their comrades. Naruto started the door open and turned back, are considered worse than scum. The doctor chuckled at his words, properly so, she stated before resuming to her real work, but posse, was it really worth? Naruto smiled as he looked for Emilia until he heard a loud pound. Rattle, how can you be eating a time like this? Gina voiced was heard throughout the open door. Naruto quietly moved forward to hear more, just in time to hear Rattle's quivering voice, sorry. Gina, let her eat, Emilia voice was heard. But. Just let her, she needs to after all of that. Emilia sighed. Looks like she's up. Naruto noticed. Rattle was always starving before joining to become a Pandora. So don't let her suffer, Emilia begged as Gina sniffled. It's so unfair, first we got our asses handed by those high-class Pandoras, and now even a frickin' limiter can do it, damn it's not fair. Gina cried out before punching something metallic if Naruto had to guess. Then we'll just have to get stronger. Emilia said, placing a hand on Gina's shoulder. That's all we can do at the moment. Easier said than done, Gina muttered coldly. We're human yet we're so different, Gina cried out, unable to control her pain anymore. I know, but Emilia muttered. Let's not bother those guys. I admit those two girls were probably rich, but Naruto was a kind man. He didn't want to hurt me, he knows pain unlike them, and perhaps others do too. Rattle escaped from starvation. Gina, you were sold by your parents to be passed around, and I'm here for her. Thoughts escaped her, remembering her little brother. Let's think on the fact that we're here together. We at least can be thankful for that, right? Outside, Naruto leaned on a wall, smiling. Truly was like him. Yeah, I guess, Gina muttered. We're the Pandora, fighting for humanity. Amelia said with a much more confident tone. That's right. And right now, we all have each other. As long as we're together, we can overcome anything. Let's learn from our defeats and thank the original Pandora and Naruto for teaching us. Hina smiled as she nodded, yeah, this isn't the first time we're hit the bottom of the barrel. We'll shrug it off. Hearing their laughter made the hybrid smile walking away, he allows them to be happy rather than ruin the mood. So how were the tests? Nero asked Naruto as they got in line for their meals. I'll take a salmon combo. The geek ordered to the machine as it quickly grabs a freshly made salmon. 2 of those and a steak combo. Naruto announced as he grabbed 3 plates. I'd ignored the stuff, all I heard is tomorrow she is going to make use of Volt weapon they made for me. Geez, you miss your ramen that much? Nero joked. Shut up. I eat what I want. Naruto snapped, you try having a hyper-metabolism, it's hard. He said as Nero secretly passed him pills. If I made them, they would help with that. The geek explained before walking away, Miss Scarlet is making work with them with your results. So later. Naruto smiled but inwardly frowned, I hope he is fine but look at the packed place, but noticed a free seat however, man this is so awkward. Moving to the table with full of Pandoras he spoke, cool if I take a seat. His eyes look at the table full of Pandora, Rattle and Jin a bit more importantly Amelia. He noticed the rest were slightly scared of him due to their faces and shaking frames. You may Amelia said keeping a stone face expression. It's Naruto in case I beat it out of ya. He joked as the blonde took his seat slowly eating his 3 meals. No, I remember Amelia muttered. Well good to know, I didn't turn your brain into mush, Naruto chuckled sheepishly. Geez, maybe I shouldn't have used bushy brows technique. Taking a bite of his fish, he started hear the other Pandora talk including his sister who was sitting 2 tables away. Your skin. What about it? Naruto asked, looking at them with a piece of salmon in his mouth. Rattle blushed, it looks lovely how do you take care of it? Blushing at her question he said, Elizabeth Mabley's, a friend of mine, skincare products. It's pretty great, I heard she will give everyone a discount. He chuckled. Mabley? As in the top company? Gina said in awe at the boy's luck, to which he nodded. I mean if you want, I can put it in a good word for you. He offered. Man you are handsome, powerful, and connections. You really must be from a high-class family. The purple-haired girl said with a sad smile. Actually I'm middle class. Naruto stated as the girls looked surprised, listen blood or money doesn't mean much on the battlefield. You girls were a bit weaker is all, I bet if you had the same abilities as the rest of the Pandora here. This isn't doubt in me that you wouldn't beat them all. But. My body and my skills were from years of hard work, since I was barely 4, I did my best to be strongest. Seriously? But the thing is like you I was also given a bad hand. He said with frown, I lost mom and dad when I was kid. He stopped before continuing onward, I was severely beaten as a child by people blamed for things outside of my control. It was so bad that they instilled the hate into their kids which made them hate me or fear me. I never had a real childhood he said softly feeling scared at the thought again after so long. Until my sister and her dad adopted me. Naruto? Arnett said in shock, what is he talking about? I never seen or hear that before. That's why I had to prove them wrong. I had to show them that I wasn't some pushover. Naruto said. So you train? Well that, but I also never give up. Taking up his knife he placed it on the tip of his index finger, life is bullshit, people are good and evil. People could be rich or poor, but the thing is we can't wait for others to help us. Standing up he looked at Amelia, like you went up and beyond than your fellow comrades did. I actually had to use my real good moves on you, and I took on 3 Pandoras once without. Naruto. I'll tell you this, and I'll tell you this now. As long as you never give up, good things will come to you in time. If they keep putting you down, then get back up and show them that you're not someone that could be easily cast aside. Strive for your own goals and success with your own 2 hands. Grasp the future that you truly desire and it will come to you. Since we're comrades, I want to make you guys even stronger than me. He smiled so handsomely and brightly one might think he is a son of Sun God, so let me be the first to say it, despite how we meet. He moved his hand forward and grinned warmly, my name is Naruto Macmillan, I love fighting and my precious comrades, also my family. The things I hate are pervs, racist people, orders, vegetables, and other stuff. My dream is to make you guys great Pandoras and hopefully settle down and get married. I'm glad to meet you Pandora. He said as Amelia stood up and takes his hand. You really are too kind she said softly. That's Kunlun's son, the sweetest man in the world. Rana cheered. Yeah, he is a great guy and better friend. Kazaya asked stood up as everyone started cheering and talking to the Pandora. They were all friends. Naruto smiled as the Pandora girl sent him looks of thankfulness and how odd were they blushing? Naruto you Amelia murmured. Hey Naruto. Arnett said looking at her brother as she interrupted Amelia. "Can we talk?" "Yeah," he said knowing that it was what he said, leaving the happy mood and into a quiet hallway. The two siblings look at each other. "I don't even need to ask to know if it was true, but when, how?" "Arnett. Was someone hurting you when I wasn't there, Dad? Please let." She stopped as Naruto grabbed her into a tight hug. "Naruto. Please let me hold you a bit more," he begged knowing it was time to come clean but at least wanted one more tomato hold like this if she hated him for what was coming soon. "I think it's time to tell you," the blonde said breaking the hug. "Naruto. Please." He muttered. "Let's go to our room. You can tell me there," she said caressing his cheek. "Don't worry, won't leave you." "Right," Naruto nodded. However, as they left they didn't notice Azure was watching and wanted to know why her boyfriend was so scared. She secretly moved after them. From that point everything changed for Naruto for better or worse and, in the famous words of Kakashi Hatake was to say. Chapter end. Alright, that's it for today's video guys. Let me know in the comments section how was the story and also don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I will meet you in another video. Peace out.